Hello and welcome back to episode 8 of Club 8, Unknown to World Known. We're back once again with AC Milan, of course, and today we're playing against Monaco and Bologna in games that could seal us top of the group and also see us go clear at the top of the league. So, since you were last with us, we followed up our win in the Champions League with a 3-0 win against Udinese. We then beat Crotone 3-1, which was 3 goals in about 20 minutes for us, and then they got one late back. We then beat Fiorentina 2-0. We then hosted Vittoria, who we beat 4-0 at home. We then had a crazy game against Napoli, which we won 4-3. So they went 1-0 up. We got back to 1-1. They went 2-1 up. Then just after half-time, we got it back to 2-2. We then went 4-2 up, and in the 93rd minute, they got one back. And then we most recently beat Cagliari 2-0 with 2 goals from Castiatore, who's really coming to his own this year and is scoring quite a few goals for us. And then today, we're back to play Monaco in our home game, and then Bologna. As you can see, this is a really weird thing where we're second in the group, but we're the ones that have qualified. It's so confusing. It's because it's based on results between teams. So because we've beat Vittoria both times, they can't go above us because they've only got one game left to play. But they could in theory go above Monaco if they beat Monaco. It's weird. League-wise, we're actually now 4 points clear. Inter Milan have dropped a few points recently against Regina and Vicenza. So they were nice little surprises for us where we weren't expecting them to drop points, and it's seen us go ahead of them. Castiatore has 16 goals already this year, which does make him the top scorer in the league. So hopefully against Bologna, we'll be able to keep that gap at the minimum. Maybe Inter can drop some more points for us, you never know. Just before we get into the game, I just want to say if you are enjoying the series, please do hit like, subscribe as well if you're enjoying the content on the channel. Go over and check my other series, Take to the Skies with St Albans FC, and comment anything that you want to see going forward. Any feedback is greatly appreciated. Let's get into the game. And the lineup we're going for today, we've got Donnarumma in goal, a back four of Savadori, Quaresma, Congiu and Conchiao. Kellers and Leto in midfield together with Henrique, Adele and Christensen as the three in front of him. And then Castiatore as the lone striker. Let's tell them to pick up where they left off and see if we can secure top spot in the group, which, if I'm correct in thinking, we need to beat them by... If we beat them by 1 goal, we would be ahead of them. But if we can get like 2-0, that secures it a little bit more. So hopefully we can do exactly that. Conchiao throws it into Adele. Out to Leto. Christensen trying to cut inside onto his right foot. Ends up going back to Kellers. And the ball back through to Christensen. And we don't lead because it's being called for offside. That looked very harsh to me. I thought he was just onside. Let's have a look how close it was. Adele? What's that relevant? He's not involved in the play? Ah, I'm not having that. If it lets me comment on that after the game, I guarantee you I'm calling them out for that one. Kellers tries to bring the ball forward, but he's dispossessed by Ivanchenko, who's got a chance to break now, and skips past the tackle that came in from Quaresma, and unfortunately didn't manage to prevent him getting past. Keeper did well, and Adele heads the corner away now, and Paganelli picks the ball up. Also, Somo then ends the highlight on the ball. And it's been a quiet first half with not many chances so far. As we come in at half time, it is still 0-0. let's tell them they've been unlucky, and we're going to go up to balanced, I think, just to try and create a bit more, because we would like that top spot in the group. We have Copenhagen left to play. They have Vitoria left to play, of course. A draw here does guarantee Monaco go through as well, which in some respects is more reason for us to try and beat them. Because, the more teams we knock out early on, the less trouble we're going to have later on in the Champions League, the further we go. Savadori and Keller's exchange the ball, but then given away. Quaresma then finds Savadori, who finds Henrique. He's tackled, but the ball comes back to Savadori. Keller's plays it into the box. Cacciatore headed on to Christensen. There's been a free kick given for Christensen being offside. I'm not sure where that happened, but okay. Savadori nicks the ball off the throw-in, skips past the tackle. And he's got space for a cross here, sends it in, and Adele is beaten in the air. Conchiao collects the clearance, though. He goes back to Congiu, who goes inside to Langlois. Back to Congiu, who finds Christensen. Leto's brought down. Ball over the top is found Kellers, who brings it down brilliantly, but can't score. And that is arguably the best chance of the game, bar the disallowed goal. We're going to send Georges on for Leto for the last 15 minutes and see if we can get a late goal to nick a win here. We're going to go attacking as well and really try and put the pressure on for the last few minutes. I don't think we are going to nick it, and we don't, unfortunately. It is 0-0. We're going to tell them it was unlucky, particularly given the offside that should never have been offside. But importantly, we are through to the next round of the Champions League. Monaco are as well now. But potentially going through in second. We're now relying on Vitoria getting a result against Monaco, which they may need to do to get the third place. It depends on the results between them. I believe they've had a win each. So it could be quite a difference maker, that last game. Let's go and get into our game against Bologna and see if we can keep our league form on top of the table then. And here we are with the lineup for the game against Bologna. Saliba has come in for Quaresma, Georges coming in for Leto, and then Delogu coming in on the left for Christensen are the only changes for this game. We are playing earlier in the day than Inter Milan. Juventus did pick up a win in their game. I believe it was played on the Friday. So the win is quite important for us to put a bit of pressure on Inter and make them need to match us. Savadori gets a crossing. Cacciatore heads wide of the post. But Juventus have had a bit of a poor start to the season. You can see, as it stands, even with a draw, they would be 9 points behind us. Obviously, far from unassailable at this stage of the season, but still nice to have that buffer early on. Adele plays it back to Georges. He goes down the left to Delogu, who cuts inside, gets a cross in, and Adele puts it in at the near post to put us 1-0 up after 9 minutes. And we lead. So a great start for us there, with potential to go 11 points clear of Juventus. And of course, Inter, we can go, what would that be, 7 points clear, but we are waiting on their game later in the day. Kellers and Henrique have kind of blocked each other getting to that ball there, which has allowed it to run nicely for Bologna, who end up taking it all the way back to the goalkeeper. And he's able to play it out calmly. Rucker to Flanders, plays it to Arab on the left, He's breaking down the left, and Georges with a scorpion kick clearance there. And what a pass to Delogu it's turned out to be. And he's got a chance here. Skips past his defender. Plays it out to Georges, who shoots from range. And what a strike from Georges. That is your goal of the season. A scorpion kick clearance to the wing. And then Delogu finding his man in space on the edge. One touch. Hits it. What a goal that's turned out to be. Inter Milan are playing Atalanta, so you would expect them to pick up the win, but then they have dropped points to Vicenza and Regina recently. Roma struggling again this season. Napoli really struggling after 12 games. So it's now 2-0 at half time. We're going to tell them we're pleased with how we've been getting on. Delogu we are going to bring off due to that injury for Christensen. We're not going to mess around with that. We're just going to make sure that he's fit. Conchial plays it to Georges inside. Goes to Kellers. And it's back to Georges, who goes to Conchial. Back to Georges, back to Conchial. Inside to Kellers, who finds Henrique. Back to Kellers. Ball out to the wing where Savadori is there. Cross comes in. Christensen makes it 3-0 within 40 seconds of the restart. And we are now looking very good for the win. Kellers finds Savadori. He's got so much space. Able to pick his cross out. Christensen rises like a salmon through the air. And a fantastic header. And we are looking very good this season. Christensen goes back to Georges. Ball comes in. Cacciatore just misses. Very close to it being 4-0 there. And we're going to bring Kellers off early in the second half for Papa. He can come on and have half hour. And maybe this is the year we actually go all the way and win the Italian league. After a few years we tried with Roma, we could never quite close that gap. AC Milan have allowed us to come in and make a big difference. Ball in behind has found Arab, but his shot is very poor. And it's easy for Donnarumma just to scoop up. And our final change, we're going to bring Cacciatore off for Longlois, just to keep Cacciatore fit as much as we can, because on his form recently, he's going to be a key part of this potential title charge. It is still very early in the season. There's plenty of time for us to drop off, as Bugaj with an absolutely free header. I have lots of questions about how that was allowed to happen. There's literally nobody marking him. That is unbelievable. But luckily, it's not going to matter, because Savadori with a chance here, crosses it in. Langlois, makes it 4-1. And it's a very comfortable win for us here, as we, as I say, march on towards this title battle where we take another step towards it. If Inter Milan drop points later today, that's a massive moment for us. We have got Juventus coming up as well as AC Milan very soon. So obviously those games could be massive for us, even if we can just draw those two games. As Bugaj gets a second one back for Bologna there. Again, apparently our defenders just don't know that Bugaj is on the pitch. Because, again, you've got the ball come in and nobody's marking him. We just don't want to mark him for some reason. It's not important. We've won 4-2. We're temporarily 7 points top of the league. What we're going to do is we're going to go and have a look at where we're coming back, but we are going to check what happens with Inter Milan first of all as well. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to come back for these two games. For these two games against Genoa and Inter Milan. The reason being that, you know, we want to get the game against Inter involved there because it is a key top of the table clash, although they lost to Atalanta, which means we are now 7 points clear at the top of the league, 11 points clear of Juventus, who we do play next. I will happily take a draw in those two games against Juventus and Inter so that they don't close the gap. That would be fine. If we can beat them, even better. But the draw is all I'm going for. We'll be back with Genoa and Inter Milan in the next episode. We'll also throw in the Champions League first knockout round draw in that episode as well. If you have enjoyed that, please do leave a like down below. Comment what you think is going to happen in those two games that are going to be so key to our potential title charge. Subscribe if you are enjoying the series. And thank you very much for watching.